Hey Crafty Crew, if you're looking for some fun Valentine's Day craft ideas, then you're going to love today's video. And if you would like to become part of the Crafty Crew, all you have to do is click that subscribe button right below the video and don't forget about the notification bell. Dollar Tree carries yarn in a variety of different colors, so grab the colors of your choice. I chose red, white, and pink. You'll also need some of their heart-shaped chalkboard tags. They come 4 in a pack and they're wooden. You could draw a heart out and cut this in some cardboard, and that would be sturdy enough for this project and save you even more money. What you want to do is take the end of your yarn and tie a knot on the back, making sure you keep it nice and tight. Then just start wrapping it around the heart. It doesn't matter which direction you're going in. You'll just continue to wrap it until you have the entire heart covered. Once you're finished covering it, just take the end of the yarn, pull it underneath one of the previous strands, and tie a knot. Cut the excess off, and then you can start on your next heart. You can add as much yarn as you like to make sure it's nice and full. And as you're wrapping it, when you're finished, the center will be much larger than the sides, so it's going to give a beautiful 3D effect. I chose to wrap 2 packs of the chalkboard tags, so that gave me 8 in total. This is such a fun and easy project. These make great bowl fillers or table scatter, or you could simply add it to your everyday Valentine's decor. Dollar Tree carries a variety of different house-shaped decor pieces. I thought it would be nice to create a couple of these for Valentine's Day. Even though the front of this one had a white frame, I decided to take some white chalk paint and go over the entire piece so that everything would blend in. I will be covering the front of it with some scrapbook paper, but depending on how thin your scrapbook paper or tissue paper is, you'll definitely want to paint over the front of that so that that darkness doesn't peek through. The other house-shaped piece I'll be using is this one from Dollar Tree that has the months and dates in it. The paper on the outside, I originally wanted to take that off, but I couldn't take it off without kind of disassembling the piece. So I'm going to sand all of the edges to make sure everything's smooth. And I'm also going to scuff up the front of the sign as well as that wooden block in the front to make sure that my paint adheres well. Because I want to paint it an entirely different color, I'm going to start off by painting everything white so that when I add my second layer of color, it will be consistent throughout the whole piece. While that's drying, I'm going to use one of these wood word cutouts from Dollar Tree. You can find these in the Valentine's Decor section. They have red, pink, and the natural wood color in one pack. So I'm going to paint this one with some white chalk paint, or you could use acrylic paint. I'm also using one of their wooden hearts. Again, this comes in a package with red, pink, and the natural wood color. I'm going to paint that white as well as all of the outside edges. Now that the paint on the first house is dry, it's time to add our scrapbook paper. Now you could use tissue paper or scrapbook paper. This came from Hobby Lobby. It's in a beautiful pink and white plaid. And I'm going to hold that on the inside of the house and then make a crease with my finger so I'll know exactly where to cut it. I will cut it and then place it back in there again to see if I need to make any more creases until I have a nice tight fit. Once I've completed that, I'll add a thin layer of Mod Podge and then place my scrapbook paper directly on top of it and push all of those edges down to make sure everything's nice and smooth, especially making sure that the edges are adhered well so that the paper doesn't peel up. Now I also want to do the chimney in the same scrapbook paper, so I'm going to line my design up to try to make sure that the lines go in the same direction and that the pattern lines up. And I'm just going to make a crease, flip that over, trace it out, cut it, and then I can attach that with the Mod Podge as well. I will be adding that white heart right in the center using some hot glue. And this house is complete. Now we'll work on our other house, and I want to paint this one red. So I'm using an acrylic paint in the color Flag Red. This will take 2 coats and it will darken up as the paint dries. I made sure to paint the inside where the blocks go as well. Once the paint has thoroughly dried, I'm going to take a white permanent marker and make tiny dashes around the entire outside of the house to create an outline and to give it a little bit more dimension. Then I can take the wood word cutout that we painted white, and I'm going to attach that directly in the center at the front using some hot glue. You can create so many different colored houses for Valentine's and set them up together, or they look just as beautiful separately on their own. In the Crafter Square section of Dollar Tree, where you would find the wooden crates, they have these wooden hearts on dowels. If you can't find them in your store, this is the barcode. You may be able to find them online. I'm going to take my hairdryer to heat up the labels and remove them because I will be painting both sides. And 2 of them, I want to cut them down a little bit shorter, so I'm measuring 3.5 inches from the bottom. Because it's a soft wood, I'm able to cut this using my handheld miter shears, and I have this listed in my Amazon store, and the link to that is in my description box below if you're interested. I do have to start at the top and then kind of work my way down to the bottom, but it does cut it fairly easily. And I'm going to sand the bottom of these to make sure that both of them are flat and that they sit the same height. Once I remove all of that sanding dust, I'm going to take some white acrylic paint, and for the longer dowel heart, I'm going to paint both sides with 2 coats as well as the dowel itself. And for the 2 shorter ones, I'm only going to paint the dowels with the white acrylic paint because I want to paint the hearts in different colors. Once the white paint has dried, I'm going to paint one of the hearts in an acrylic paint in the color Cameo Pink. And I'm going to paint both sides of that, and this will take 2 coats. The other heart I'm going to paint with 2 coats of an acrylic paint in the color Flag Red. But you can paint yours whatever color you like. You could even stain these because they're all wood. I'm also using a scrap piece of wood that I already had on hand, but Dollar Tree does carry wood pieces. This one measures 9.5 inches by 2 inches wide, and it's about 1 inch thick. Using that same white acrylic paint, I'm going to give this entire piece on all sides 2 coats. While that's drying, we can now decorate our hearts. For the red heart, I'm going to use a white permanent marker and create dashes all along the outside edge to form an outline. Then I'll take a red Sharpie marker and do the same thing on the pink heart. Then for the white heart, I'm going to use a pink Sharpie marker to go around that. Now you could definitely use your Cricut and create something to make these look like those cute candy hearts, but I wanted to show you a way that you could decorate it without using your Cricut. I decided to create some hearts using that white marker on one side of the red heart. It wasn't quite bright enough, so I do go over that with some white acrylic paint. And then for the pink heart, I'm going to set that next to the red heart, create the similar design on the opposite side using that red Sharpie. For the white heart, I'll be using 2 hearts out of a pack from Dollar Tree. These are the ones I was telling you that they sell in various different sizes in one pack. And they also already come pre-painted pink and red, and then they have that natural wood color. So I'm going to hot glue the pink one right on top of the red one and then hot glue that to the center. This is going to tie all 3 hearts together. Once the paint on the scrap wood has dried, make 3 marks evenly spaced, and then I'm going to set this on top of a piece of wood. I'm not going to drill all the way through it. And a trick to know how deep to drill your holes so they'll all 3 be the same is to take a piece of painter's tape and put that over your drill bit so you'll know not to go past that point, and all 3 of these holes will be drilled the same depth. That way, when you place your dowels in there, they'll sit at the height that you want them to. Now, I always like to make sure they're going to fit before I glue them in. Here, I'm just using hot glue, but you can use a permanent glue, such as E6000, or you could even use wood glue. I think this turned out absolutely precious, and I would love to know what you guys think. If you're looking for a more neutral Valentine's decor piece, grab 2 of Dollar Tree's large wooden hearts. These come in the pack with the pink and red. Paint them both brown. I'm using an acrylic paint in the color brown oxide. You'll also want to grab one of their wood word cutouts. This one says forever. Make sure everything matches. I'm going to go over that with the same acrylic brown paint. And also use one of their faux shiplap signs. This one measures 7 3/4 of an inch square. I've used this in a previous DIY, so to make sure everything matches, I'm going to go over the frame as well as the outside edges with 1 coat of that same brown oxide paint. Now that everything has dried, I'm going to take the 2 hearts, and I'm using some white stickers. These came from Hobby Lobby, but Dollar Tree also carries white stickers. I'm going to place my husband's initial on one and my initial on the other. Then I want to set everything on top of the sign to see which way I like it better, if I want it to go with the lines going horizontally or vertically. And I think I like it better with them going vertically, so it looks like the hearts are going to be dangling between each of those shiplap lines. Then we're going to take some twine, and I didn't measure this, but I cut off a nice little length, and I'm going to fold that in half and then feed the center of the half through one of the loops at the bottom of that word cutout. And then I'll feed the ends through that and pull it. You don't want to pull it too tight. You want to be kind of careful because this is pretty thin and you don't want the word to break. Then I'll do the exact same thing on the other end. And I'm going to go ahead and lay that out and then set my hearts on top of it to kind of see how long I want them to be on each side before I cut the twine off. Then I'll go ahead and add some hot glue to the back of the heart and then set that on the 2 pieces of twine. And once it sets up, then you can cut your excess twine off because I wanted one of them to hang a little bit longer than the other. Now you could glue all of this down to the sign, but I did want the hearts to kind of just dangle from the word. Then I'm going to place some hot glue to the back of that and glue just the word portion as well as some of the twine there at the top. Just love how this turned out, and you could keep this up year round. It's not just for Valentine's Day. For this project, we're going to create a cute tabletop Valentine's tree. Take 2 of Dollar Tree's white Christmas trees and remove the base. Pull the branches all to one side so that it's nice and full on one side and it's flat on the back. You'll do that for both of the trees. Then we're going to attach them together with the flat sides towards each other. And we'll secure them with 3 white zip ties, placing one at the bottom, one in the middle, and one at the top. Then I'll cut my excess zip ties off and fluff all of my branches out. This is going to give us a nice full tree. The two long pieces at the top, I'm just going to twist those together. Now, Dollar Tree carries several different metal pails. You can find these at Valentine's Day, but in their party section, you can find a variety of different colors. They are slightly smaller. I'm going to use the white one for this, and I'm also going to use some of Dollar Tree's floral foam. It fits perfectly inside of this metal pail. Then I could take the tree and the two bottom pieces, push that down into the floral foam. It stands on its own, but you could add a little bit of hot glue if you want to. Cover up the green floral foam. I just took some white tissue paper and wrapped that around the bottom and kind of tucked it down into the pail. I'm also going to use some of Dollar Tree's wired Valentine's ribbon. I'll be wrapping this around the tree. I'm just going to take the end and pinch it together, and then take one of the branches and fold it over to hold that end. Then go down about maybe 5 or 6 inches, just depending on how big you want your loops to be. Pinch it together and then use another branch to hold that in place. You'll just continue to do this until you have your ribbon wrapped all the way around your tree, so you can add as much ribbon as you like or as little as you like, or you don't even have to add ribbon at all, just depending on how you want to decorate your tree. Once I have that completed, I'm also going to use some of Dollar Tree's felt heart stickers. They come in a package with red, pink, and white, and they have various different sizes. Using some of Dollar Tree's Christmas ornament hooks, I'm going to take one of these stickers, peel the backing off, and then take the hook at the bottom and push it together. Place that in the center, and then I could take the backing off of the other sticker and place that on top. This will hold our hook in place, but you'll also have the felt on both sides. So I'm going to create quite a few of those using the different colors as well as the different sizes. And I thought this would add some extra texture to our tree. I'm also using some of Dollar Tree's foam roses. They have those in a variety of different colors, and I'm just going to take one of those hooks, feed it through the bottom, and then pinch it together at the top so that I can be able to add these to the tree, but you could also hot glue them if you like. I made quite a few of those so I would have enough to go all the way around the tree. As far as the top, I'm going to take one of these wooden hearts, paint it with 2 coats of the flag red acrylic paint. Once that dries, I'm going to create some dashes to bring out the outline using a white marker, and then I'm going to add a few hearts on one side. To be able to attach this to the top of the tree, I'm going to take a white pipe cleaner and cut that in half, and then take those 2 pieces to attach to the back of the wooden heart. You'll just want to fold those in half and kind of create a seat at the bottom. Add a generous amount of hot glue and then set your pipe cleaner in there and add more hot glue on top of that. And I did one at the top and the bottom, and you just want to make sure you let your hot glue cool off before you try to attach this. I attached it to the 2 pieces at the top that we twisted together, and once I have that nice and secure, I'll cut that excess pipe cleaner off. Now we can decorate it with those cute foam roses and felt hearts. To add some extra cuteness, you could also add some of Dollar Tree's fairy lights. I hope you enjoyed today's video and found tons of inspiration. If you did, please make sure to give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed already, I would love for you to subscribe. If you have a favorite, let me know in the comment section down below. I always love to know which one is your favorite. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. Please take care, and I will see you guys next time.